So this is part 7, and it's been quite a while since I put up any of the rest of them. But I had such an incredible time in the scriptures this morning that I feel led to make number 7. When we are born again, first of all, if you haven't watched the first 6, a lot of this isn't even going to make any sense. So go watch those first because it's a process. When we are born again, that is a literal happening. That's a literal event. It's not something it's not a saying. It's not we are literally a new creature. 2 Corinthians 5:17, if any man be in Christ, he is a new creature. Old things are passed away. Behold, all things are become new. That's not a saying. That's not an analogy or something. That is a literal, genuine truth. When you're born again, you are a brand new creature that never existed before. And that creature is in Christ. Well, and Christ is in, it's it's a relationship. It's got nothing to do with following a legalistic set of rules. Don't do this, don't do that, be sure you do this, don't eat that, don't touch that, blah, blah, blah. All the don'ts, do's and don'ts take care of themselves. The law is fulfilled in us through Christ. That's a whole nother topic. But Jesus is the resurrection. He told Martha in John 11, I am the resurrection and the life. Well, that's the second time he said he's the life. In John 6, I am the way, the truth, and the life. And as you read and really study the New Testament, you see that, as it says in Colossians, you're complete in him. Why? He is our peace. He is the resurrection. He is the life. He is the truth. And you're complete in him. There is no, well, yeah, I got saved, but I still have to do this and can't do that and blah, blah. That's religion again. That is got nothing to do with the new creature. The new creature does the do's and doesn't do the don'ts in Christ. And in Colossians 3, ye are dead and your life is hid with Christ in God. There's a lot of meat right there. Your life is hid with Christ in God. What does that say about all the legalistic do's and don'ts? Your life is hid with Christ in God. You're dead. You're also raised. If you're in him and he is the resurrection, you are living the resurrected life right now. We don't walk in it the way we should, the way we could. We take it for granted. We get lukewarm about it. We set it aside. We are caught up in the things of this world that drag us away from that. But when we are in Christ, when we are in that new creature, see, we're two creatures once we're born again. The old man's still there. And the carnal mind is enmity against God. It's not subject to the laws of God, neither indeed can be. You will never get better and better and enlightened until you become what you think you're supposed to be. That's religion. That's the flesh working in its own righteousness and counting on its own goodness. And Jesus said, "Not everyone who says to me, 'Lord, Lord,' will enter the kingdom of heaven." Why? Because there are many people saying, "Lord, Lord," but they are doing their own thing. They're going about to establish their own righteousness, and not submitting to the righteousness of God, which is in Christ. Still counting on their own works to get them there. It's not going to happen. It's never going to happen. And you can be as religious as the day is long. You can be one of the Pharisees who know all the law, and I can quote this and blah, blah, blah. It's got nothing to do with anything. That is pure religion. And a relationship with Jesus Christ is exactly that. It is you walking with Him in you. He speaks, you hear. And that new creature loves to hear from Him and loves to follow what He says and do what He says. Because why? He is the life. Think about that. He is the life. You want to live? You want to walk in life. Well, you don't know what life is any more than I do or anybody else does. He is the life. And we walk in Him when we hear what He says and we do it. He says, if you continue in my word, if you keep my word, you will abide in my love, even as I've kept my Father's commandments and abide in His love. We don't know what love is. We don't know what life is. This world is so dark. This world is so twisted. This world is so corrupt and so off base when it comes to understanding anything about truth. Jesus is the truth. So if you're rejecting Jesus, don't go around saying, "Well, I believe in truth. I want truth." No, you don't. He is the truth. You can't reject the truth and want the truth. And you don't even realize He's the truth until you're really born again. And then it's a growing process where you little by little go, "Oh, wow, I didn't see that. I didn't understand that. I didn't know that." And as we grow in our relationship with Him, all of that becomes very clear, and we see what we did not see before about reality, the truth of our relationship to Him. We are complete in Him. That means when we are walking in Him and He in us, which is admittedly a mystery. It says in, I believe it's Colossians 1 or Galatians 2, 1 or the other. Read them both. They're good. Our life is hid in Him. Here's a mystery. Here's the mystery. Christ in you, the hope of glory. Not you running around trying to imitate Christ. That's religion. Christ in you, you in Him, is a spiritual mystery that we only begin to understand after we're born again. And when we really start seeing it, it's like, oh my gosh. And we really start living. We start walking in truth. We start walking in righteousness without even trying. It's not us going, "Well, I got to do this, can't do that, We fulfill the law of Christ automatically because He's doing it through us, just like God worked through Him. He said, the things that I do, it's God that does the works through me. Well, He said, as the Father sent me, I send you. God worked through Him, He works through us. And all of this is a total mystery. It's like, what? That sounds, I don't get it. Even after we're born again, it takes a while for us to start getting that. But once we get it, it changes everything. It sets us free. You'll know the truth, and the truth will make you free. Free from what? Free from the bondage of the law of I can't do this, I better not do that, I have to do this, etc., etc. That's bondage. That's the law. That's religion. And until we come to a relationship in Christ, with Christ, and our life is hid with Christ in God, and all of that starts making sense, we don't have a clue what that means. And we still set about trying to create our own righteousness and counting on, well, I did good today. Well, I didn't blow it here. Well, I didn't make the same mistake. I'm doing better. That is religion, and that is nothing. That is worthless. You are not becoming enlightened by your works. You are sinking deeper and deeper into deception, believing that that counts for something when it absolutely doesn't. It goes completely against you. Everything we do in religion, trying to be good enough, is counterproductive to what we think we're doing. We're doing exactly the opposite. We're denying the truth and buying deception. Pray about it. Think about it. Read Colossians.